Have you ever wondered how tour players hit that wedge shot that bounces once, stops straight away, or even spins back? Well, it's not just down to talent, there's a few other things going on.
Yes, in this video, we're going to break down what actually creates spin, and we're going to show you exactly how you can start doing this in your own game.
So I don't think there's a better place to do this video than here at the TPI, Titleist Performance Institute. Perfect grass, perfect landing area, perfect equipment.
Perfect technique, of course.
Perfect technique.
Maybe.
We'll see. We're going to find out in a moment. So what we're going to talk about first of all is the three main contributors to spin. So the first one is friction. So friction is basically how much grip is that golf ball getting on the face. Now there's some things that obviously contribute to that. So the quality of the grass that you're hitting from. Moisture can be a problem if there's too much moisture. But ultimately, the club that you're using and the ball are really important. So we want to find out how we can use those grooves and get as much friction as we can when we're hitting these golf shots.
And you're better off using a tour grade wedge. Like I think, you know, you can see that you can get standard wedges in sets of golf clubs, but you're not going to beat a tour grade wedge because these are specifically designed to actually give you that control and spin, and we'll go into a little bit more detail with that in a moment.
And we're going to actually do a little bit of a test here because we've got an old wedge and a new wedge. Now, when we talk about an old wedge, well, what defines an old wedge? So the guys here at Titleist actually say that if you've had 75 rounds with a wedge, you're probably getting what we call spin decay. So the spin isn't going to be as potent. You're not going to get as much friction.
But 10 years golf for you, that is, isn't it?
That's good news for me. I don't need to change my wedges that much. So what have we got here, Andy?
So I've got an old one here. I've got the SM9. So this is 58, my spec. This is the S grind with 10 degrees bounce. So we're going to test that out in a moment. But this one is well worn. I mean, you can see the face on this. This has had some use.
It's battered.
This is battered.
It's been used a lot.
So we're going to see what this does. And then we have the new SM11, the brand new Vokey. Now this one, haven't hit it even on the warm-up. So I was
He didn't want to hit one in the warm-up because he said, I've got to keep the spin as much as possible.
I'm keeping the fresh grooves as much as possible here. So this one is going to spin considerably more, especially with the new face that they've got. There's some technology in the face that increases the spin on these short ones and in the rough. So I'm excited to see what we've got to this 45-yard shot. But let's just show you how important friction is, because both these, I'm going to make sure that they're clean, they're dry. Yeah. The difference is the age and obviously the new model. I want to give you some honest feedback about the strike as well. If it's a good strike, we're going to see obviously more spin. So, yeah. Okay, that was nice. That was really nice. Okay, so that landed and rolled on a bit. I'm not going to strike it any better than that.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty good. I mean, you got 6,300 spin, so that's actually really nice. That's the gold standard with that club.
If I strike it the same as that with this one, we'll get a nice comparison.
For sure.
Okay, a little lower flight.
It's a little stronger.
Okay, and actually spun back.
That's actually come back, hasn't it? 8,695. Huge difference.
Huge.
The last launch angle was 31 degrees. That one was 29. That's oftentimes what we'll see when a wedge is going to spin more. It's generally going to go a little bit lower launch. That's why we see these low shots coming in with loads of spin.
And that's where that friction comes from. When you get the friction, it launches it lower with a load more spin. I love hitting that shot.
Yeah.
And this is what you see the best players in the world do. From this range, they're hitting it low and it just hits and then stops. That one actually popped back a little bit. Yeah. I'm impressed there, two shots.
I'm actually quite disappointed we got that done in 2 shots. Now, before we get into the second contributor, this channel is all about you. So if you want to see more videos like this to help you with your game, please consider subscribing. Now, Andy, second contributor, Spin Loft.
Spin Loft.
Sounds like a fancy name. It's got spin in it, which is good.
Yes.
But what is Spin Loft?
Well, it's got loft in it as well,
it's got loft in it as well.
So loft is important for spin, but more importantly, Spin Loft. Let's help you understand what this really is. So when we strike in the golf ball, we've got a couple of things going on. We've got the club traveling towards the golf ball, and also we've got the loft that we present to the golf ball. So Spin Loft is the difference between the attack angle, the angle that the club's into the golf ball, and the loft that we present. So let's explain this. Let's say the club is traveling at 5 degrees down, and let's say we present a 50-degree dynamic loft. This gives us now 55 degrees spin loft. The lower the spin loft, the lower the spin. 55 degrees is about the optimum for spin rate. Now here's the thing, more loft doesn't automatically create more spin. If we create, let's say somewhere like 60 degrees spin loft, we'll actually lose some friction and start to lose some spin. So if we can create this gap between 55 degrees, around 55 degrees, that's going to give us a good chance of optimizing the spin.
Different for different golfers, isn't it?
Yeah, because some people think, well, I need to get more spin. Let's go for the most lofted club. It doesn't always work that way.
Let's talk about someone maybe who's hitting the ball. Let's go with someone who hits the ball really high.
Somebody hits the golf ball very high will tend to have this early release. They present a lot of loft on the face.
Let's give you that.
Now, if I do this 60 degrees loft, maybe too much. So we may lose that friction. It might just pop up and then land, not necessarily with loads of spin. Now, what we'll see, the majority of the tour level players, they'll have an element of shaft lean. They'll have an element of the club leaning forward like this. So
What it does to the loft.
exactly, that's going to create less lofted impact. And if we can combine this with a little bit of a slightly downward strike on the golf ball, that's what's going to give us the spin. But the spin loft number is important. But let's say you're somebody like Pierce who actually gets a load of shaft lean. So you may get loads of shaft lean, which actually de-lofts your club. Well, 60 degrees may be the perfect club for you
I did about 80 on mine.
in order to get that spin rate. But it's an important thing to understand, and this is why it's so important to get a fitting to help you understand really what is the right club for you that's going to fit for your game.
All right, so the third contributor to get that backspin before we show you how to play the shots is strike location. So where we are striking the golf ball on the face. Ideally, we want to be between grooves 2 and 5. If we can do that, we can get the maximum amount of spin. We can actually get the launch angle a little bit lower as well. But again, there are always influences on this. So what sort of influences do we have on that strike location?
What I'd say here is contact is absolute king. If you can strike
It's
this
what it's all about.
on the bottom part of the face, 2 and 5, you'll see that launch come out and you'll see that spin. You'll even feel it. You'll even feel the club and the ball sort of gripping. Now, there are certain things that influence you striking it on in the right place. The turf that you're going to play on. Now, look, here at TPI, we're a world-class facility. Tour conditions, we've got the ideal conditions to create spin. Now, if your ball is lying, let's say, in the semi-rough and it's up in the air, it's so easy to hit it higher off the face. So if you hit it higher off the face, it's going to increase the launch and decrease the spin. When you're off nice, tight turf like this, it is so much easier to strike it on the low part of the face. So the turf conditions are crucial. The second thing I would say is the grind. Now, you don't understand how crucial the grind is until you go through a fitting experience. We've had our fitting experience here at TPI and it's incredible. You possibly could be playing with the wrong wedge and thinking that it's yourself.
And this is the issue with this. You could have the same bounce angle across all of the grinds. You could have the same loft, but you could hit one of those clubs really well, but another of them really badly based on that grind.
So what we want to make sure that we do is we have the grind fitted to our game and how we play the game and how we deliver the club. So this one is an S grind. Now this was fitted to me. This helps me. This just fits me. So when I play these shots, this helps give me the contact and the interaction that I want. So this makes me feel nice because I've got a good relationship with the ground. If I had a sharp leading edge...
I changed that letter, I put a T on there, you might have been in a bit of trouble.
If I had a sharp leading edge that dug in, I'm a bag of nerves then. So getting the right grind for you is absolutely perfect because it enables you to then use the grind so you can strike low off the face. If you're getting the leading edge too close to the turf, it's a little harder then and it's easy to pop up behind the face. Crucial, really important for fitting.
We saw Bob Vokey a few years ago, I think it was like 2019, with a really good major winner playing these shots, and he was giving him different grinds and he was not very good with the wrong grind. With the correct grind, he was obviously amazing.
So when we're hitting these shots as well, I'm looking to hit these shots with not much turf. I'm looking to just brush the ground. I'm looking to feel the bounce of the club and the grind working through the turf. So let's play the shot here now and see. Beautiful strike. And you can see the low launch there.
Yeah, I mean, that's loaded. 7,800.
7,800.
Launch angle was 29 degrees, which is great. Anything under 30 degrees is really a good mark.
It feels good. I can feel the grip. And the launch window tells me that that's a good strike. Let me hit a couple more and we'll see if I can hit a couple of bad ones maybe. Okay, another really nice one again.
Oh, hello. All right, so that's again 8,100, again just over 8,000, so that was a really good one. Obviously, what you need to make sure you're doing, even if you've got the best equipment, is make sure you're cleaning it. Don't forget your nice little brush there as well. Actually, these shots have been really good. I've been very impressed, actually, Andy.
Well, it just shows, though, that I've got my wedge. I've got this suited to me, so I know that I can play the shot that I want to play.
Ooh, maybe we should give him a T grind.
Okay, now look at the difference in the height there. The ball landed and released.
4,000 spin, so like half of the spin.
Yeah.
Half of the spin.
Now the shot there is probably, let's say 12 feet away, but you can see, look at that, that was too much turf. And this is a really important factor. If you're going and taking too much turf, you got a much higher chance of hitting it high off the face. And you can see the launch.
Yeah.
So high, but zero spin on that. I mean, half the amount of spin. Not a bad shot, but we want that ball coming in low and then grabbing on the ground.
All right, so he's actually doing pretty good here, but we've spoke obviously about the contributing factors to getting spin. It's now how do we do that? What does the technique look like? So what sort of things do we need in order to get those three things working really well? So Andy, what sort of things are we looking at? Let's start with a setup maybe to start with, yeah?
And this is specific to this shot. We've got a 45-yarder here. It's sort of more like a finesse shot. This isn't a distance wedge, which is a little bit different where we've got more speed and more power. This is a little bit of finesse, it's a little bit of softness, so it's specific to this shot. You know what creates spin? Let's show you what I do for this shot. So the first thing, let's look at the ground up. I'm gonna have a fairly narrow base. So the feet are gonna go fairly close together here because I don't need a lot of leg drive here or a lot of power. This is gonna send a message that this is about finesse. The second thing that I like to do on these wedges, I generally have the face open. It's rare I'll play a finesse wedge with a square face. For a couple of reasons. I want some spin, so this helps create a little bit of spin. As I open up the face, it exposes the actual grind a little bit more. The squarer I am, the less of the grind actually gets to use and sort of brush the ground there and work through the turf. So I like it as a little bit of it's actually like a bit of a safety net for me that I can just go, okay, I can trust the grind is gonna work and get that feeling of that club. And you can see it here, just brushing the ground. That's such a confidence builder for me. Because if I was to do a practice swing and see that club dig in the ground, I wouldn't be very comfortable playing the shot. So that's the second thing there, club face nice and open. I'd have a little bit of weight on the left leg. You know, a lot of people will do this. They'll shift this way, this tilts this. We don't really want that. I'm just gonna feel that everything moves slightly left, maybe 55%.
It's almost like the left shoulder is getting forward, isn't it?
Exactly, left shoulder's getting forward, not shift the weight and move it back like this. Then it comes to the golf swing. Most golfers who struggle with this shot have a swing that is too short, and then what they do is they drive aggressively like this. Now the problem is when they do this, some bad things happen. They lean the shaft forward a lot, which completely gets all the bounce off the club. They end up moving down, and then that's what tends to happen, that digging in of the turf there. And when it comes to finesse, we're not after this acceleration of the handle. We're not after a short acceleration here. We want much more of a longer, smoother motion because that actually helps the club release and use the bounce in a good way as well. Make sure the length of the swing is going to produce the distance, not the amount of speed that you actually put into the downswing. So let me hit a shot here and just show you what my length of swing like. I mean, this is like 45 yards. Again, a beautiful strike, like that's just so nice. I'm not trying hard to hit that. Thank you, Pierce. The second part of this is, now we've got this long backswing, or longer backswing, allow the club to almost fall, and then the body catches the club. Instead of getting to the top and then driving and having this fast transition, it's almost like we're swinging back and we've got this little bit of a weight where we just allow the arms to fall. The body then catches and supports it, and then we continue to move. We don't want this fast change of direction this way, because you can see what happens when we get this. Great for power, not great for finesse, and not great to utilize the bounce of the club.
I think it's kind of just almost just being really patient, isn't it? It's like getting here and going, I'm going to be patient and allow the club to drop. My wedge play from this yardage was horrific. It's definitely a lot better now. And that's one of the biggest things that I work at, is this patience in transition to help get that contact.
So look at the transition here. I'm going to swing back. It's almost like there's a little bit of a pause. There's not. It's just, I'm just allowing gravity to take hold of the club and then my body to support it on the way down.
Let's hit one.
Okay, a little low on the face. That's the first bad one, but that is still loaded with spin.
7,000
spin.
RPM.
Just a little clean on that one. So the final thing on this is that, and this is crucial, is, and maybe the way to think about this is that when it comes to these finesse shots, down is dead. If you are moving down in the shot, you've got so much more chance of that club crashing into the ground, and it's just so difficult to make contact with the golf ball consistently. And from there, your confidence is going to be shot. So what we notice the best players in the world do, they're actually moving more up and away from the ground. So as I'm doing these shots, I'm clipping the ground, I'm getting this nice brush, but notice the head, it's actually moving more up and through instead of me going, I've got to hit down on the golf ball. A lot of golfers think that you get spin by hitting down and then they start going down. We don't do it that way. It's almost like an upward rotation. So I'm focusing on moving up, but also turning here. Look at that, I'm facing the target and I'm standing super tall here. This is such a key contributor to actually getting the consistent brushing of the ground and the strike.
This is just so overlooked by a lot of people, but it's just so important. And if you were just to go on YouTube and just look at all the best wedge players hitting wedge shots, you'll see them in some way move away from the ground. There'll be some mechanism in their swing and their technique which allows them to do this.
So I'm gonna hit a shot now and I'm just gonna focus on my finish.
My prediction on this one will be, because he's thinking about it, he's gonna hit it maybe even lower on the blade, and he's gonna get a real low launcher with a load of spin.
Okay, there's me a little cleaner, as Pierce said. But again, there's that upward rotation. I felt like I was standing tall through the shot there and facing the target. Let me do one more. Okay, there's me again, feeling like I'm moving up.
It's not guaranteed, of course it's not, but it's so much easier to not duff it when you do that. When you're moving away from the ground, you'll probably thin a few to start with if this is something you work at, but if you can actually get away from the ground, duffing it becomes, or hitting it fat, should I say, becomes really hard.
Okay, so let's piece that all together. We've got a narrow stance, we've got an open face, we're going to swing a little bit longer, we're going to allow the arms to fall, the body to catch it, and stand facing tall in the finish. And if we combine all those three things together, I think you'll do a pretty good job. Okay, could be the best one.
Could be in. Oh, it's going to be short with a
Beautiful.
spin.
We hope that was useful. Let us know if you've got any comments down in the comment section down below. And also, if you're struggling with your game, if you're stuck and you're not sure exactly where to go, that's where our coaching plans come in. We build a plan around your game so you don't have to guess to what to work on and bounce from video to video. So if you want a clear path forward with no trial and error, check out the coaching plan page down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.